Hi, folks. As you know, as most of you know, Bundy Fest is a satirical event designed to explain using humor and parody the American side of the Clive and Bundy story. You may recall the frustration that we all felt when the story first broke, and half of the country was going, "Oh, look, he's defending freedom! Woohoo! Oh, this is wonderful!" And the rest of us are going, "Wait, excuse me, wait, time out, time out." You recognize what's going on here? You thought about this at all? Rule of by armed militia? Remember that whole e pluribus unum thing? Rule of law, democracy? Ringing any bells? It's quite a frustration. Anyway, we did succeed in making some of those points by magnifying the Bundy position to ridiculous proportions. And then, lo and behold, thanks to the blessings of a free and incompetent media who elevated us to the national stage, we were able to broadcast that point across the airwaves and awaken some of our fellow Americans from whatever Braveheart fantasy they were dwelling in. Don't feel too bad, folks. It turned out that Gibson was a crackpot, too. And by the way, let this be a lesson to us. The next time somebody is beautiful and articulate and charismatic as Mel Gibson or, say, Clive Bundy climbs up on the national stage for a moment, let's not be so quick to drop our knickers next time, shall we? Bundy Fest was an act of satire, but like many of you, there was a point of time when I thought that it might actually happen as well. And believe me, if I were the founder of Burning Man, we would have flatbed trucks hauling ass across the desert right now with towering penises chained to the back towards the Bundy plantation, and we would be on our way. But I ain't, and we don't. And so for those of you who are not particularly savvy at distinguishing fact from satire, and I've been shocked at how many people that really is, haven't you? You might want to save yourself some gas, and more importantly, the extreme discomfort that comes from slamming into one of Bundy's cattle in the middle of the freaking night on the freeway at 70 miles an hour, and just skip it this time. We'll continue to press this issue with your help on this page, and more importantly, the general issue of wannabe Somali warlords and militias running around the American heartland until such a point that our government may realize that the insane religious conservative yahoos in our own backyard might be a bit of a bigger concern than the insane conservative religious yahoos in Iraq and Syria. Not that they're not brothers in arms here, I understand that, but our message to the FBI is simply this. What the fuck? I understood your restraint in the initial standoff. Very well done. I think this was a wise decision. The last thing anybody wants is, another religious cult leader, and let's be clear, Clive Bundy is just another religious cult leader, carrying a bunch of innocent people to their deaths in search of his personal Armageddon. But the man is now running around announcing where he's going to be 2 days from now and a week from now, campaigning for teabagger candidates. He's encouraging every mentally ill nutbag out there with an AK to go running out to the freaking Walmart. You can't spare a couple of agents to have a conversation with this gentleman after 20 years of thumbing his nose at the courts, not to mention inspiring an armed insurrection. Really? You can't... Nothing? Really? He's leaving the ranch. This is inexplicable to me. People are dead. Not just the cops in Vegas, not just the cops in Tennessee or Alaska or California. Dozens of people have been gunned down by these nutbags who have been so poisoned by right-wing radio and Fox News that they can't distinguish fact from some raving lunatic telling them that Barack Obama and Osama bin Laden shared a set of tits in nursery school. I don't want to see bloody raids on these militias. Most of these people are so baseline ignorant that it would be like shooting Forrest Gump for being a dumbass. And most of them, malicious stuff is like a Star Trek convention to a Trekkie for them. It's an opportunity to play dress up and, live out their fantasies for a bit. I'm just saying that with all of this billion-dollar tech that you use to constantly monitor dangerous outlaw terrorist groups like, say, Code Pink, don't you think you might spare a few moments to figure out who the really dangerous idiots are, and maybe for once prevent them from spraying the rest of us with their insanity? We'd all really appreciate that. And again, to all of our Bundy Fest enthusiasts, we encourage you to stick around the page. Perhaps we won't be putting 240 live bands in the desert this time around. However, it may be equally true that this video is just a ruse to get the Bundy people to relax and let down their guard by convincing them that we won't be taking I-15 north for 79 miles to Bunkerville and then exiting the freeway onto River Road in 5 days to set up a live stage directly across from the Bundy Ranch. Anyway, I'd like to close with a song. This land is your land, this land is Cliven's, from the Vegas border to the Mesquite Highlands, from the 15 freeway to the old Grand Canyon. This land was made for Clive and Bundy and you. We'll see you out at Bundy Fest, folks.